So it's 2021, sometime in May, and I get a phone call from a good friend of mine named Mark Dice. And he says to me, Thach, I want you to come have lunch with me. I want to introduce you to a lady. And I was like, okay. And when Mark called and he wanted to introduce you to somebody, it's always something good. And so I always say yes. And so we go meet. I get to meet Ashley, and I come to find out she is the executive director of the Ray Foundation, which is the philanthropist arm of the Seattle Sounders FC soccer team in Seattle. And she goes to tell me that they are doing this campaign called 26 by 2026, which is basically building 26 soccer field in the Puget Sound and making it available for underprivileged kids to play soccer on nice field. They want to do this by 2026 because they are expecting the World Cup to come to the Seattle area. We found out recently that Seattle is now going to be one of the spots for the World Cup to come. One of the reasons why FIFA chose Seattle, because of the great work that the Ray Foundation is doing in the community. And so they said to me, we are putting together a team that we want to actually do this one field in the South Seattle area called New Holly. It's a big field. 2 soccer field can actually go on this field, not 1. And they asked me, Thach, would you be interested in being part of this? Because I heard that you grew up in this neighborhood called Rainier Valley. So I go and tell them, yes, I did grow up in this area. And I did the paper out here. I know everything about New Holly. I sold real estate there, and I knew the field. We get talking about how to put this field together, and basically it's going to cost about $800,000 to do this whole field. They're going to raise $400,000, and then the Sounder is going to fund the other $400,000, which is dollar for dollar. And part of building the field, and there's a park there, and also having basically services so that, people can come here and play. So the more I heard about it and the more I hear about the Ray Foundation, I got real excited about, I like the organization. I like Ashley. I like what they stand for. I like what they're doing for the community. And I really like what they're doing for underprivileged kids, because it reminded me and my family where we used to grew up in this neighborhood. We came from Vietnam and where we was these kids. And so I said, great, I'd love to be part of the team and help raise money. I started telling my Springboard team and all the Springboard students, hey, we're going to go raise money for this. If you guys want to participate, great. The first 3 months, it was rough, man. I tell you, because I was going out there asking for donation, $1,000 here, $5,000 here. I remember sitting down with my mentor, Saul, we was talking about how to go raise basically $400,000. And I remember Saul and I was talking, he said, we got to think bigger. We got to think bigger. So I started speaking, and I started charging people a speaking fee. And then they were donating $30,000. And that was great. But after like 2 months, I was still only about $100,000, $150,000 into it. And I still got a long way to go. And I had basically to the end of 2021 to do this. And I'm already now basically going in September now. And so we did a live Springboard event in Seattle. And we started raffling off a whole bunch of things. And next thing I knew, you guys, at the end of September, beginning of October, we ended up raising a little over $400,000 from a combination of friends, speaking fees, and the big Springboard event. And we ended up raising $400,000, and we gave them the check so they can do New Holly. So we ended up doing the whole thing ourselves. No other people ended up helping us. I want to thank all my friends out there that actually donated, Krista Shark, Joe D, Ty, everybody, all you guys who actually donated big money. And of course, all the Springboard students also. And then in 2022, they were still a little behind on the number of field that they needed to actually do by the 2026. And I asked them, how can I help? And they said, we're looking to do something like 8 or 9, 10 more field in 2022. And so I said, okay, let me help. I decided that I'm going to raise money again, and I'm going to actually try to do as many fields as I possibly can. And so instead of go speaking at a bunch of events and asking a whole bunch of friends for 1,000 here, 1,000 here, we did 2 things. One, we did our event in September again in 2022, and we raised something like $150,000, $170,000, $180,000 in that event. And before that event, I said to myself, what is it that it's in my wheelhouse that I know how to do that's not going to take a lot of my time, and it's big profit? And what it was for me was buying a fixer house and fix it and flip it. because if I buy me a house and fix and flip it in the right location at the right price point, I can make probably over $200,000 in profit. And so I said, that's going to be our mission. We are going to go find a house and we're going to fix this house up and we're going to actually donate all the profit to the Ray Foundation so we can actually do more fuel this year. For a few months, we end up looking for a deal. And then one day, after looking at 3-4 deals, our student, Scotty T, found this house in Kirkland. And it was a perfect house, mid-century modern. I love mid-century modern. I love how to do it. I'd done it before, and I was like, oh yeah, walked in and the open floor plan, I love it. And I was like, this is the one. We ended up buying this property for $700,000. And I said to myself, okay, we got to go get financing. And then we're going to be down payment for financing. And then we're going to have to go get bids. So I bid it out. It's going to cost about $170,000 to rehab this house. And I said to myself, let's see if we can talk to Lowe's and see where they partner with us and do this and donate a bunch of material so we can actually cut the cost down. The same time we are looking for funding for this deal, we talked to Lowe's and Lowe's said, this sounds interesting. You got a big follower. Maybe we can exchange followers and eyeballs for Lowe's. And they took me through one loophole and I had to go meet another person. We wrote a letter to another person. And by the time we kept going down this hole, you guys, another hole, basically after a month or so, we didn't get nowhere. And I was like discouraged, like, dang it. Now we're going to fund this whole thing ourselves. The profit's going to be tighter. All right, whatever. For now, let's get this thing funded. I called my friend Charles, and he owns a hard money lending company. And Charles says, I love what you do, Thach. I love what you do with the sounder. I love what you do for the kids. And since it's for the kids, bro, I love it. What I like to do is, instead of actually you putting any money down, why don't you put the earnest money down, which is like $5,000, and I will fund 100% of the house and 100% of the rehab cost for you. Send over the rehab cost and whatever it is, I'll fund the whole thing. The house is $700,000 and the rehab is $170,000. He funded the whole entire thing. No points, no carry costs, no down payment, no nothing, you guys. So big shout out to Charles, which is today our partner for Springboard Funding. So you guys ever, need funding, come see us so we can take care of Charles, by taking care of the kids on these fields. And so now we're about to close. And then I said to myself, you know what? That was an amazing thing he did. So I asked my friend Chris Waltz, who's my partner in building houses. I said, Chris, let's go talk to all the vendors that do business with us for many years. And let's tell them about the story, what Charles did. And let's see, could we get any kind of a discount or deal from them to get the rehab cost down. And I remember the first person we talked to was Abodian Cabinets. And Abodian Cabinets, right, who we've been doing a lot of work with for all of our cabinets. And we went, hey, we're doing this for this project. Would you guys give us a deal? And Abodian Cabinet said, man, this is a great cause you're doing. You're doing it for the kids. You do it for the community. I love what you're doing. How about we do this? How about we donate all of our cabinets for you guys for free? You hang it up yourself, but we'll donate the cabinet for free. This house, you got need easy $20,000 with the cabinets, and Abodian donated the whole entire thing. We was inspired. After that, we want to talk to Double Eagle, who we spend a lot of our money with on doing flooring, tiling, backsplash. And we went and told them, and they love the story. They say, well, how about we donate the flooring to you? I'll donate the tile to you. And we're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then we went to Western Tile, right? And they donated all the granite for us and all the quartz for us, all the countertop. And wow, and I'm going to name off so many people. I don't remember all their names, but I'm going to put it in this video of all the vendors that made this possible, okay? There's so many of them. We're going to name them all off in here to give them a big shout on this video, okay? We end up getting over $120,000, you guys, worth of donation, which is literally almost all of the rehab costs, other than a few $1,000s for labor here and there. This would not have happened if it wasn't for all these partners. The biggest thing I learned was this, you guys. I thought I lost a big deal with Lowe's, but you know what? That setback what gave me the opportunity to think even bigger and talk to our vendor, because Lowe's would have never gave all this for free. And the quality of stuff we got, the stuff we got is what we put in new construction. We sell for millions of dollars, and these are the same material. And so the setback I thought with Lowe's was a blessing in disguise to got me thinking bigger to go to my vendor. And the vendor, they got to be part of something great also with us. We put the house up for sale for $1,150,000. and we end up selling the property. And this property is going to close here at the end of February. And we're probably going to have over $200,000 in net profit after everything is paid out, you guys. With this money, the money we already raised from our event, the money we raised last year, we're probably going to raise close to $1 million in 2 years. And this is such a new way of fundraising that I would never thought that I came up with my team. But this right here, even the sounder, the rave, a lot of my people who do fundraising said, this way of flipping houses that's in your wheelhouse is such a unique way of fundraising and make so much money. It's amazing. And so I'm inspired now to inspire everyone who's watching this to think about if you want to make a big difference in your community and raise money, instead of writing a check, see how you could actually take what you are good at in your own wheelhouse and then involve all the people that's part of your wheelhouse, like our vendor, and do something together that's actually inspiring, that you guys can make good money on. And then that right there, you guys together do something with all your people that you can make a big donation that's so out of the box to help nonprofit. This, you guys, been a blessing for me. The money we raised this year, we're going to be able to do another 6 or 7 more soccer field. So we're way ahead of schedule now with 26 field by 2026. And so again, I want to thank all the vendors, all my friends, Scotty T, Charles, all the people involved in this, the Ray Foundation, the Seattle Sounder, for allowing us to be part of this whole thing, what we're doing for the community. And again, I'm excited. This is a new way for me to do philanthropist work in the community now. And who knows, maybe next year we might do 2 or 3 houses. You know what I mean? Each houses is going to go to one different nonprofit as a way to actually help raise money for them to do good in the community. So we got a lot of new cool things we're going to work on in 2023. We don't know what's going to happen, but this is something that's a blessing for us. And we get to basically do what I love to do, to give back to the community. And I love helping underprivileged people, underprivileged kids. So thank you, everybody, for helping. And thank you, Rave and Seattle Sound, for allowing us to be part of this. And we're looking forward and see the grand opening of the first field and some of the field that's going to happen this year. It is filling my heart with so many great things that we're going to be able to do in the coming year. Have an awesome day. And remember, you guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button so you guys can follow me on what more thing we're going to do in tips on real estate, philanthropy work I'm doing, and then just my hobby, my interest in the thing I do around every day. Have an awesome day. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell on also, okay? And comment below and give us a like too. Peace.